Hello, it's Howard Royston Potts here, author of A Mile in My Shoes, a travel rep's tale. I've got another tale for you from my repping days. I did 11 years, and it comes from Crete. Um, on one occasion in Crete, I was working in some apartments with another rep called Monissa, who was Mauritian descent, but she was brought up in London. And Monissa was great fun, had almost the same sense of humour as me. But I changed the name to Munisa, which melded it with a Greek word which means muni, which is the lady's private parts. So the Greeks thought it was hilarious when I was calling them Munisa. Anyway, we took it in turns on going to the airport to pick people up. And she went one night, I had my night off. And the next morning, before the welcome meeting, she said, I've got to warn you something. She said, there's a man who's had a sex change. He's on holiday with his wife and her new husband. I said, well, that's not a problem for me, not a problem at all. So anyway, he didn't turn up for the welcome meeting. And as luck would have it, throughout the fortnight of the holiday, um, I never got to see them. But his holiday got cut short. We got a phone call one day to say, sorry, I'm going to laugh, that this man had got a thrombosis in his new private parts and had to go home very quickly. So I'd up to this point I'd never seen him, never clapped eyes on him. So we had to go. We went racing down to the apartments, and I couldn't go up to the room to see him because I would have just wet myself laughing. So I said to Melissa very seriously, "You go up. I'll stay downstairs in the owner's apartment." So she went up. She came back, and we had to shut the doors because she was absolutely wetting herself laughing. She said, "There's wigs and all sorts all over the place." Um, so we got it arranged for him to go home, and he was an ex-rugby player. So the first time I got to see him was at the airport. It was my night to be on duty as the head rep at the airport. So the first thing I saw, and Monissa was standing next to me at the desk, was this man tottering towards me in a pair of high heels. Well, you've never seen such a big man. Enormous. Shoulders, legs, arms, the lot. Tottering along on these high heels. It was very much like Dick Emery. So I got the giggles, but luckily there's a bench, a desk that the public come to there, and the bench that I sat at was here. So I stuck my head down, pretended I was busy till he got up to the desk. And then the problems started because I had to write him a new ticket. And I thought, well, what do I put? Mr., Mrs., Miss, Ms., whatever. So, quick thinking, I said, can I see your passport, please? So I got hold of his passport and they just struck out with a biro, Mr., and put in Miss. So I did the ticket accordingly and gave him his ticket and I sent him off to check in and thought that was the end of it. He tottered off to the check-in desks, but he came back again and he wanted to know the way to immigration. So I pointed straight across from the desk where I was sitting. And as luck would have it, the Greeks are as subtle as a brick. The two policemen on the immigration held their hands out in front and went, Ella, enough, door. Come on, what's this? And you could see from the faces they were dying to laugh as well. And I mean, he was enormous, tottering about on these high heels. And off he went, and we never saw him again. I never heard any more from him. But that's the type of thing that we had to deal with in resort.